I tell you what, Arthur, you gave me some PTSD. I forgot about that SMG game. I was happy. And yeah, I mean, you are right. Props to Raging Potato, though. He made that hero look amazing in the offlane, that game. My goodness. So I do agree with you. Keeper of the Light being taken by Lilgun. Very smart. You don't want to give that chakra magic to the Ember if you can avoid it. Surprisingly, though, for me, Arthur, they go back for the Tiny pick up here for 4-2-3. And I mean, I guess 4-2-3 was doing just fine last game. Like, he was always keeping up in net worth. He was, he was getting involved early on. But I thought maybe they'd want to take a different route. But it seems like they're comfortable going for the exact same POS 1.
Yeah, there's a small possibility that Sentity might end up playing the Tiny on the mid row. But right now, looking at their draft, it seems pretty potent that they are investing into this Tiny core. But Tiny core into DP though is always a very big worry to me, because I do feel like if you're putting DP on a core here, she's gonna have such a good game against the Mars and also Tiny. And if you look at the two supports coming on Lilgun, right, you don't have any burst damage coming up from them. So I feel like this could be a game that DP can easily shine, and I would love to see Xiao Yu playing on this hero.
What do you think of this Tusk, though? Like, is this a POS 3 Tusk we're seeing here from RSG? Or are they running, like, the core DP? We have seen, what was it, Fnatic, I think, run POS 3 Tusk quite a lot with jabs. Do you think RSG might run the same thing?
Doesn't strike me as a Xiao Yu hero, though. I feel like knowing this Tusk is probably clear to us that DP is going to be a 3, so then they need a melee position 4 that can kind of body for DP a little bit, so Tusk come in as to fulfill the role. It could also be Tusk playing the position 5 as well, because to my knowledge, I think Xiaobonbon is always the one playing the Shadow Demon. But now that's the thing, Xiaobonbon, he's a nature position 5. He moved to position 4 for this team, and you always have the flexibility for him to play a certain hero, but on a different lane. Which is why I feel like they coming together, they have a lot of flexibility, and the hero pool is really deep as well.
Right. Very, very interesting here as the drafts are set to finish very soon. We just have a couple more bans to come out. Of course, Lilgun, they're going to focus on the POS 1s right now, as it doesn't seem RSG have a position 1 to really abuse here in this game. Number 2, we'll see them get rid of the Life Stealer, which I suppose is fair enough considering how game 1 went. I wonder, do you want to predict for us? Another POS 1 here for RSG. Is there any hero that jumps out to you, Arthur?
I feel like you gotta be careful about the Terrorblade. You gotta be careful about the Skadi kind of heroes. Any hero that can build Skadi is really good against Tiny and also Mars, or the classic Ursa that RSG absolutely loves. I feel like these two is probably going to this kind of heroes is probably the heroes that RSG are looking for, which is why again they also ban out the Ursa. It's a 100% win rate hero on RSG side. They are one of the teams that still runs Ursa. I don't think any other team runs this hero anymore.
I think you're right on that. RSG probably is the only one, and well, Lilgun have read that. They'll get rid of it themselves. We'll see what RSG get rid of, as it does seem like maybe they're just looking for a mid lane here, but they do get rid of the Husker, which Lilgun has been known for running, and well, it seems like RSG agree with you. Yeah, alright, they go for a Gyrocopter last pick, so POS 1 Gyro, mid Tiny, I think is the way you were going anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like a pretty free Terrorblade or PA game to me here for RSG. Two heroes are definitely the comfortable hero for MKS. I feel like at this point, any hero is pretty comfortable for him, because it's just the thing about young carry players, right? They play everything. So it's really easy for them to pick heroes that are good for the situation, and they'll go with them. Oh, they go with the Morphling instead. All right.
Wow. Okay, Morphling is picked up. This was a classic thing, right? Because you used to morph into the gyro, you take the flak cannon, and then there was water flying everywhere. Do you think it's a good Morphling game, though, Arthur? Because Morphling hasn't seemed anywhere near as good, and then you have the Ethereal Blade changes, right?
Yeah, I feel like Morphling right now is only good when you have a big target that you can morph into and have a lot of value out of that. So knowing Gyrocopter is going to be the core of Lilgun, and he has to max out the Flak Cannon. So that is going to be a lot of value coming up from Morphling. And I also do think that, you are a Skadi hero as well. So definitely very good against Mars, Tiny, and also Gyro. So I feel like this game might be the game for Morphling to shine, but we have seen over and over again how a Tiny can really screw up a Morphling's early game by just jumping in with the surprise avalanche toss. So that's like the only way Lilgun can really punish the Morphling pick here. Other than that, I do feel like this is a pretty free Morphling game for MKS to pull out.
So, before I ask you the hard question, it seemed like you were leading towards RSG's draft, but I'll ask you directly, Arthur. Before we get into Game 2, in your opinion, who came out with the better draft?
I'll say RSG. I think this DP early game completely shuts down what Lilgun wanted to do. They are running Mars and Tiny into the DP, which is always a very hard matchup, especially when you have Shadow Demon behind the DP to always save her. I feel like Morphling is gonna pop off, but Xiao Yu might pop off even earlier than Morphling. And for Lilgun, you've got the Gyrocopter plus Kodo combination. This is like, if you go for the BSJ build, you could definitely build into a very big core, but for them to win, I think you need overwhelmingly high advantage on the gyro to really take this game on his own back. So that's gonna be very hard to achieve, especially when on Radiant.
Hold on a minute. What's the BSJ build? What am I missing?
Alright, it's just a stat build that you max flat cannon you don't get any of the homing. You get maybe 1 point of rocket barrage and homing missile, and then you put everything else into stats. So something that is a little bit outdated right now, because a lot of the teams, they are going for a rocket barrage nowadays. But when you're playing with the Kodo, back in the day, it used to be called the BSJ build.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to admit, Arthur, BSJ did scar me back when we were doing the NA DPC last year. He was the man that came out with the PL shard with the Octarine core. That was... Oh, boy, that was a yikes back then. Let me tell you, Arthur, I don't think I saw it win once. So, shout out to BSJ if he's listening.
Which is why maybe that's why we don't see Gyrocopter going back to that build anymore, because nowadays, everyone is putting so much emphasis on laning phase, which is why they are always building into early rocket barrage to stay on the lane as long as possible, and they only really leave the lane to the triangle when they have already established a good enough lead where they feel like they don't need to risk it anymore to be on the lane. Then that's gonna be where they move it towards the jungle, and which is something that I think we're gonna see here as well. Especially we don't see Kodo on the bottom side with Gyro, so I feel like this is gonna be a pretty strong lane as well. You got Bane and Gyro with the Rocket Barrage. I feel like maybe it's time for you to punish Xiao Yu real hard, because we haven't seen him getting punished too much lately.
Certainly not. See if they can get it done this game. We are going to have to wait out these bounty runes before we can get started with game number 1, but I suppose both sides have some pretty decent level 1 kill potential right now. Especially RSG with that Tusk, if they really want to try and force a fight. Well, they aren't quite split up, so they might just kind of leave it be, and both teams might have that classic gentleman's agreement for a 2-for-2 trade. In the meantime, we do see a few D-wards going on, and Kishka's actually going to get some decent value here as they find both the Sentry and Observer ward. So very nice here from Lilgun to get started in this top lane. We'll see who does manage to get these bounties. Asil is in position to try and fight this one out, but it looks like he will have to leave. And in the end, is that? No, it is a 2-for-2, so a very even start.
And if you look at Kishka, he's already dewarding his own Observer ward here, so not giving Xiaobonbon any free go and also free experience, which is really big because nowadays the level 1 ward actually... Okay, never mind. Xiaobonbon still got it. Kishka, he didn't commit for it.
Oh yeah, he had the right idea, but he just didn't have the committal. It's alright, Kishka, maybe next time. Still, we'll start with this top lane while we're here, Arthur. You've got 11 and Kishka, of course, against Xiaobonbon and MKS. You did mention to me this was going to be quite a dangerous lane, potentially for MKS and Xiaobonbon, though I suppose it can go the other way as well, because you really can't underestimate how much damage this Shadow Poison can deal.
Oh, absolutely. I think for Mars, the way for you to kill Morphing is to always catch him off guard, right? You spear him when he's not shifting, which is why I think RSG did this very smart lane adjustment, putting the Shadow Demon on the top lane. So even if you get caught off guard, there's always this get off geo card coming up from disruption for you to get back, for you to bind time to shift back to strength. So I feel like this might be a pretty okay lane for MKS. The CS wise is gonna struggle a little bit, but he's probably not gonna die here.
It's fine for now. We'll keep tabs on it though, as Kishka can get a bit more damage, but like you said, you've always got that disruption save potential for MKS. In the meantime, of course, mid lane. Learn against Sanctity once again. Last time around where we really saw Learn dominate on that Leshrac, finding a solo kill, and I think at level 1. And right now, at least, he's doing a great job against his Tiny. Is there an advantage for this one-on-one matchup between the Tiny Ember, Arthur?
Well, this is really skill based, I think, especially when you're playing as a tiny mid that always like to max avalanche and toss. I feel like Exceler, he really need to be careful with his HP, as for example, because any kind of combo coming in can easily nuke you down. So super 50-50 here. I think a kill could happen to either side, and the brawl is the brawl is looking pretty real right now on the mid lane.
Certainly is. They are certainly just going at it here as XE he might go for a bit of a chase, but a nice toss back from Sanctity, not having any of it. Wants those bottle charges and he will get it. And of course, while we have a chance, the final lane is going to be the bot lane, where you've got Ace 12 and 4-2-3 against Xiao Yu and Seal. I'm going to ask you a very similar question. Do you think one side has the advantage down at the bot lane, or does it go the other way?
I feel like this is probably gonna be a pretty easy lane for Death Prophet, because you will always have to rely on the homing missile, which is, something that Tusker can easily avoid using the snowball like he just did here. So the laning, I feel like the laning adjustment here is really smart coming from RSG. All of a sudden, you are losing this killing potential because of a safe.
Seem very strong here from Seal on that Tusk, and I suppose on the brighter side, like you've got Ace 12 with the Nightmare to hold Xiao Yu back if he gets some nice siphons going, but it definitely feels like Lilgun wanted a lot more from this lane that they're probably not going to be able to find now, thanks to that Tusk being there. So far though, at least a much slower game, no first blood popping off quite yet. It's a nice even start here as I was just looking back at the mid lane, XE he's really starting to punish Sanctity on this Tiny, and it's like you mentioned, this should be a very kind of skill-based matchup. At least for now, XE getting rather aggressive, and it's very hard to keep fighting when you can just spam slide a fist like this on the Ember. And poor old Sanctity, he's left without a bottle, or rather bottle charges available, so it seems like XE he's just going to be able to keep bullying this Tiny.
Oh, this is where it's very important for Sanctity to give this information to his support, telling the support that, alright guys, I really need you guys to come and help me secure the water, and otherwise this lane is gonna be pretty unplayable. Nice attempt there coming from Ember Spirit, trying to use the Slag of Fist to steal the water in. Didn't get it though, but bottom water in is already controlled by the lane, so very good job here coming from supports.
Well, it's like you called, I mean, Ace 12 had to go in to get the water rune, but he left 4-2-3 alone to do so, and well, there's a cost to everything, Arthur, and RSG, they're very good at punishing. They seem to read that was going to happen, and Xiao Yu goes immediately for the dive, and well, you've got to ask yourself now, is it worth getting that water rune and denying it from the Ember, or keeping the POS1 gyro alive?
Now that's the thing, right? That's the trade-off that is always very hard to tell. I feel like when your supports are making this kind of rotations to the water rune, you want your carry to ideally stay safe, but sometimes it's just really hard to do so, because you can't it's hard to ask a carry to just sit there and to see this creep dying without contesting it. So very good recognition there coming up from RSG to punish it, but communication right here needs to, I guess you need to be, sometimes you just need to sacrifice for the greater good.
Tell me all mid lane, Sanctity trying to get a little bit cheeky. It might cost him XE not going to go for the dive, obviously he's just way too low on HP. Both mid laners now going to back off with basically barely HP, but it seems like XE might stick around for a bit longer. Still seems very, very safe on the Ember for now. I do like the point you made though, Arthur, the POS1 not willing to miss a CS. I've had that experience many times, and speaking of, here we go again. 4-2-3 completely trapped up, tag team activated. He's going to try and use that flak cannon to his advantage, so a nice Nightmare has been taken by the DP. They are unable to finish the job, though in the mid lane, while all that was happening, Sanctity able to pick up a solo pickoff onto XE.
Oh, Excellent played that very greedily. He wanted to get to level 6 so that he can put a Remnant and TP back home and come back instantly, but Sanctity is already back from Fountain after regenning, so getting a kill like that is super huge though for Sanctity. He was struggling so hard, and all of a sudden he get such a freebie. And look at his levels right now. He's about a full level ahead of Excellent.
It's huge. Absolutely huge here for Sanctity, as XE just making a rare mistake, and or may have just cost him in this laning stages. Well, now Sanctity going to go for a fight over this power rune. XE going to show up at the top lane, but has a remnant back down at the bot spot. They are still fighting on the other side as well. Seal going to show up. There'll be a nice regen rune for the Ember, so now they definitely want to get aggressive. Though while that was happening, MKS goes down. Oh wait.
We talk about how you need to have a sneaky spear to catch him off guard, and he found it. And this is because Xiaobonbon wasn't even in the lane. And you know, this is where carry players need to be a bit careful. When you support, leave you for a little bit, you gotta be a big boy, you gotta take care of yourself.
I'll tell that to my pub pos once, Arthur. They never want to back off. As here we go, down a bot lane, Chance off the mark, but they've got a nice snowball, and that should lock him down long enough. The Ace-12 going to go for a Nightmare Brain Sap to try and buy himself a bit of space and time, but it's not going to be enough. In the meantime, 4-2-3 is going to be forced to TP away from the bot lane. Disruption was already used up, so Xiaobonbon unable to cancel the TP, but now they can just aim down this tier 1 bottom tower, and well, this is pretty reminiscent of game number 1, just these very early tier 1s being taken by RSG.
Oh, seems like Lilgun, they want to fight for this though, send it deep.
Avalanche toss is there, Seal very low, but still has time to go for that snowball and try to run his way out, as he will get his shards off, still alive somehow. He does also have a TP, and he's going to try for it, but Ace-12 trying to break the gap, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, he barely survives. In the meantime, MKS, no! Oh, Arthur, did you see that?
No, I wasn't seeing that. I was like, oh, what happened there?
He started actually morphing as the Illuminate was flying to him. Oh no.
This is the one thing that all morphing, the nightmare of morphing players, and also the nightmare of the morphing players' teammates as well. You hate to see your morphing dying like that.
Oh, in the meantime, Ace-12 does kill off Xiaobonbon down a bot lane. Lilgun still able to find even more. So 4-2, 1k net worth lead the way of Lilgun, and it seems like things are going much better than game 1, at least for this Radiant team.
Yeah, 100%. I was going to touch on how the two supports of our RSG have been doing a very good job identifying who is the stronger force in the laning phase. Last game, they were playing around Excellent because Excellent have this massive laning advantage. This time, they're playing around the DP.
He's alright. They haven't got any chains to be able to lock him down right now, so Learn just getting a bit of harassment out. Ace-12 even showing up just in case the Tiny gets jumped, but that's not really going to be the case here. Looks like Lilgun gonna have to turn their attention towards the top lane, because that's exactly where RSG are going. Learn with that double damage rune wants to be able to get something for his trouble, and MKS has kind of been baiting them in as Kishka. He'll go for the Illuminate, but that's going to be no good. Or maybe it will be. He does stick charge up, but it won't matter. Learn has the Sleight of Fist and will take care of him. In the meantime, though, down at bot lane, they've got the Death Prophet locked down with the Nightmare, but they don't have Fiend's Grip available. Still with the cooldown and the Rocket Barrage, they've got so much damage, but Xiao Yu, he's fighting back with the Spirit Siphon out, 4-2-3. He needs to run, but he can't get away. Oh, Xiao Yu. They just can't kill this man.
Oh, what a clutch. Oh, Spear?
Oh,
you gotta trust your instinct, man.
Oh boy. Yeah, it just didn't have the balls to do it, and it costs him.
I always say this, Dota player, your instinct is oftentimes very accurate because of how much games you play in a day. Sometimes you just have to go for it.
Mid lane, they're gonna go for that Tiny. I mean, RSG is certainly just going for it right now, Arthur, as well, Sanctity, he has no way out of this situation, and is gonna drop in. Well, this is where it gets scary, I think, for Lilgun, because we saw this in game 1. Once RSG, they get that aggression started, it just doesn't slow down.
Yeah, I was also saying, like, this is looking like a very good DP game, and it's already showing. Especially, I love his itemization as well. Oh, hold on. Lane.
Yeah, here we go again. Ace-12 just trying to defend the tier 1 tower, get some farm going. Is going to drop, and while Xiao Yu doesn't have Exorcism, it does seem like they can still afford to get some damage off with the Siege Creep coming in.
They're doing a very good job putting the two cores together and play together, especially when Excellent committed for this early Sleight of Fist skill build, where you have max Sleight of Fist rather than Flame Guard. And this is going to be, you can utilize the Off Corrosion very well by spamming it out. And bottom side, oh no, the TP got cancelled.
Uh-oh, 4-2-3, trying for the TP up, but he's not going to make it, and now understands he is just screwed as they dodge the homing missile with the snowball, and well, 4-2-3, he's seen this situation before. In the meantime, though, top lane, they're going to try and move onto MKS, but it's like you said, Arthur, it's not a surprise spear, so MKS is going to be just fine, as that was a very long TP, but he'll make it out just fine.
He was. Oh my god, that was really, really close. But 3 times back to back kill attempt not successful here on Lilgun. They have been trying to come back, you know, by forcing kills. They just everyone just get out in a sliver HP, and you must feel really bad if you're on Lilgun right now. So let's see what is the next move they are gonna make, because DP, look at her. She's so aggressive because she knows that with this hood, she's pretty much unkillable, and she has her entire team behind of her as well.
Shards just off the mark there from Seal. They would have almost certainly just made the jump in had they landed that shards, but instead Xiao Yu, I mean, he's got exorcism up, so it looks like he just wants to pressure the mid-tier 1 tower. And he should be able to get away with this, no problem it seems. But they are trying their best to hold out with the Illuminate from the Coddle. Power runes? That's going to be down to the bot side. XE Learn getting another double damage. And that almost guarantees the tier 1 mid. I mean, you just can't defend this now, surely.
So this is a back-to-back DD rune as well. Seems like they want to fight though.
They'll try, but I just don't see how you go for this fight. 11, he'll make the jump in. Disruption's there to save though, and now Sil, he'll move in. A nice toss away from Sanctity, but the chains are out. They've locked him down, but can they keep going? MKS has moved in with the avalanche out from the tiny morph, and Sanctity's gonna end up dropping. As XE Learn, Xiao Yu, he'll keep moving on that DP, and it looks like they've got a Keeper of the Light on the way as he does heal up, but it will not make a difference. Fiend's Grip though is there onto the DP, and maybe they can kill off Xiao Yu. The Ace 12, he's the one dying. Xiao Yu finally ends up going down, but XE Learn, he is just cleaning up on the Ember. Another great disruption. Xiao Bonbon reading what's going on. He does save the day as XE Learn still manning up with the snowball. Is there in time? Oh my goodness, the support duo of RSG. And XE Learn, you saw how he trusted them, Arthur. He knew he was going to survive.
Yeah, he stayed and man fight the Tiny there. That was a lot of trust on Seal to pull out the snowball. And he did it. What a fantastic fight coming up from RSG. Everyone was involved. Seal is going to die here, but that is just space for your morphing to be putting down some pressure on the bottom side. I say that though.
Got no Fiend's Grip, but they might be able to land the Spear in time, but he's strength morphing. Gonna be very hard to kill him as he just TPs out right in front of them. No worries, bye-bye. Lilgun, again, unable to find a kill, and well, I thought this one's getting rough again. I mean, game number 2, tier 1, mid and bot are both gone, and I don't know, Lilgun, they've got to find a way to fight back.
100%. It seems like mid lane Sanity, he has to run first though before fighting.
Snowball, oh, it's gonna land. They've got him again. This is your mid Tiny. As XE Learn gets another tip out from MKS this time around, and well, Arthur, he's getting every power rune. I mean, he's just controlling the tempo of the game so well here on this Ember.
I think this is the fourth, the fourth power rune in a row now for MS3. Two of them were DD rune, and they were able to make a lot of value coming out of it. You need to give props to the supports on RSG as well. They have just been constantly playing together as a duo, which is why we always say support duo, right? And they have just been playing together with either with DP or with Ember Spirit. And ever since they took down the tower on the bottom side, they have just been playing with Excellent very, very well, especially when those power rune timings are up. So far, Tiny hasn't been able to abuse or exploit any of this power rune at all, which is why he's struggling so hard.
That is absolutely right. Xiao Bonbon, he'll get caught out. That's something. Almost missed out on that one there, 11, but he does land the Spear in time, and they'll get them a support kill there for Lilgun. Still, it's just a very, very tough time as RSG, they'll sit back for a little bit and just keep that farm going. And you see this Gyrocopter as well. This is a person we haven't talked about for quite a while, Arthur, but he hasn't had the greatest game on this POS 1 Gyro, and well, quite frankly, it seems like it's going to take a while to catch up.
That's true. I wasn't even paying attention to his farm. Oh, you don't really want to look at that if you're a Lilgun fan. It's really quite a struggle here. I feel like because of this Rocket Barrage, right, he feel like he want to join the fight. He want to join the team to maybe contribute a little bit, but the fact is RSG, they have just been outplaying Lilgun in every single fight.
Ace 12 gonna get caught. He does break the smoke, so at least he does tank the gank for the team. As Seal gonna move in. What the Walrus Punch should be able to lock him down long enough. And eventually Seal will take the kill. Oh, they found some ancient stacks as well. I mean, that's a triple stack that was meant to go the way of the Gyrocopter, and well, they're just unable to protect it. And this is farm they desperately need being taken away here from RSG. Just terrible news for Lilgun.
Oh, bottom side, they might find a chance.
Oh, not quite. MKS. He had the strength morph going, and it was enough, just barely, to allow him to survive. So he's out once again. It's just so tough watching Lilgun unable to find any kind of opening, though. Maybe top lane. And 11, I don't know if he can find a kill here. It doesn't seem like it, but he's been patient, hoping for that Agimorph to come out. MKS, he's not going to do it. It looks like he's more than happy where he is. Instead, into the mid lane we go. Another fight has broken out. Ace 12, he'll be targeted first. Shard's going to lock him down perfectly here from Syl into another. They do end up killing off Shard Bump, but that was the Tiny. Sanctity again out of position. Is going to drop, and you just can't call that worthwhile.
Yeah, no, at all. While 11 is trying to find his opportunity on the top side to find a sneaky kill on Morphling, he wasn't ready for the TP at all.
No.
Like he was just not interested in taking this fight because he understands that this is not the time for them to take a fight. They're not ready just yet. Tiny, yeah, you have dagger, but then if you jumped in for one support kill like that, you're gonna die instantly. You know, the siphon is gonna get, it's gonna stick on you. The slows are gonna come out. It's just it's generally a very tough game for Tiny to play. No matter you are position 1 or 2 against the DP, because this hero just counter Tiny as a nature. And we are already seeing that right now. Sanctity is really struggling so far, and they just can't play together so far. Crypto Light, he went for this Dagon, trying to get some kills, trying to help Tiny to play this in and out game a little bit easier. But so far, it hasn't been able to pay out just yet because of how RSG, they have been sticking together as a team.
A very, very strong performance here from RSG, at least for now. I mean, the net worth lead is only 1k their way, but again, just the constant aggression, the constant success they're finding is, well, they do give the go-ahead now, and of course, we're not new to Discord issues. Discord issues seem to happen every single series, so they'll get underway again. I'll see where they head next, see where they want to get aggressive next, and who they target. Just, when your mid-tiny is sitting at 5.8k net worth, the 5th lowest net worth on the board, like, how do you come back? Who do you rely on this game?
Oh, you have to rely on RSG to make a mistake right now, and you need to be there to capitalize on it. Sometimes, if when you run out of idea, the only way to come back to this game is to wait for enemy to make a mistake. That's just, something LGD is really good in. So, they kind of have to just stick together and wait for their chance to reveal, and they need to be there to catch it.
MKS again being targeted here from 11, I think, but he's got plenty of help around, so 11 might actually be the prey as, again, MKS just moving forward. Ace 12 might go for a Fiend's Grip attempt here, but I don't think it's going to be the kill they thought they'd be getting. Ace 12 now has been spotted out. Syl, he'll move in immediately. He wants an easy main kill. They're going to find it. In fact, 11, he does show his face, but he's got backup. They just don't seem confident to make the jump in. And so, once again, Lilgun, they're just not finding the opening. The Sanctity has stuck around. Blink up. They see the Morphling. They're going to move in. Spear is there, locking him down, but look how fast those reactions were. MKS immediately with the Strength Morph. And in he'll move onto the Mars himself, looking for a solo pickoff, though it is a little bit hard alone. Arena will be dropped. 11 going to try and survive through this as the Morphling is still going. Disruption out. Sanctity, he sees exactly what's going on and he wants nothing of it. He will let the Mars die and he will just walk away.
You can tell MKS is really aware of what Lilgun is trying to do. Lilgun has been spending a lot of time waiting for MKS to show his weakness, and they're ready to jump on him. But so far, Morphling has always been baiting them, and his reaction, like you said, was really on point as well. In fact, his entire team is behind of him too. So it seems like Lilgun, they're banking on punishing Morphling carelessness to come back in this game, but so far hasn't been able to successfully do it because MKS, he is really aware. After the 2 early kills on the lane, he has been playing a very good Morphling game so far, and they're gonna translate this straight into Roshan. With the tag team, with Exorcism, this is gonna be a big one.
Certainly will be. Lilgun, I suppose that they're gonna try and put that bot tier 1 tower in the meantime, trying to get something for their trouble, but this Roshan much more important, and well, it's basically already gone. There it goes. Aegis will be up on MKS, and well, they'll get right back to the aggression, I'm sure. In the meantime, though, Arthur, a question I do have is this Dagon build up on Kishka. On this Kodo, I realize it was popular once upon a time, but is this something you were expecting from a support keeper of the Lions?
Definitely not, to be honest. I think when Dagon was very popular on this hero, he was always playing as mid, right? The style that 9 came up with. On the other side, the Tusk.
Yeah, he's been caught out, but the Nightmare, I don't know, Illuminate, it's gonna fight through. That'll be enough. And they won't be able to find any form of a trade. In fact, Xiao Bonbon gonna be caught. Xiao Yu in the arena, but they do take on him down. Well, there you go. They get something done with their take on. And that'll be about it, I think.
Kisha got 2 kills already with the Illuminate and also Dagon. Like I said just now, the biggest priority for this Dagon is to help your Tiny play the in and out game a little bit easier, so you can jump in and avalanche toss, and maybe if you don't have the damage, the Dagon hopefully is going to be enough to finish that one target. And this is the way that they kind of have to play this game. They'll have to play the run and gun, go in quick, eliminate one target, get back out quickly as well, because they understand that it's really hard for them right now to take any kind of team fight against RSG, especially with these ages right now. So Lilgun, they've been actually they've been delaying this in quite a good manner, I would say. So far, you haven't seen RSG really grouping up together to take down important objectives like the tier 2 towers.
Certainly slowing down the game right now, that is for sure. The BKB now up on XC might mean it's time to go again from RSG, and they have started grouping up. We'll see if Lilgun are prepared to try and fight back into this. They are grouped up themselves, but they're still a little bit scattered as... Well, Sanctity's going to be careful mid lane. MKS, they'll blink right away. Not risking anything near this Morphling. So RSG smoked up right behind him. They'll move into the triangle towards the top lane, and they'll see if they can find anyone around that area. But it seems like Lilgun have already kind of read what's happening, and they do move away from that top side of the map. Instead, they'll be down at the bot side, and well, RSG, they're probably going to find nothing but a creep wave. So nice evasion there by Lilgun, and that should buy them even more time to try and catch up.
And they should be able to buy even more now that Keeper of Light purchased the shard. So he has the recall. They can play this split push game a little bit better right now. I feel like for Lilgun, they are maybe overestimating how strong Morphling is right now. Because Morphling, he is really just a body for now before the Skadi comes in. I feel like if you're able to find a way to ignore the Morphling in the fight and go for the rest, there's actually still a pretty good way for you to get at least like a pretty good trade. But if you're not doing that, it means that with these ages, RSG can just take down towers like that for free. And it seems like they are... I don't think there's anything that's gonna stop them from hitting the high ground. Because you want to force the enemy back by doing so. Okay, maybe not.
Well, tier 2 mid has gone. They just want to fight. They just want to rush for that bot lane and try to force something here from Lilgun. But again, Lilgun, they are not interested whatsoever. They're going to back off again and keep 4-2-3 hitting creeps. He is still very, very far behind, I suppose, when you compare to the Morphling is... Well, they're just going to recall him across the map. Just keep him going, keep him hitting creeps. He's going to get to that stage where he can actually be able to kind of stand his ground and fight back against RSG. And speaking of, they do spun out the Morphling. 11 trying to make the jump in, but does miss out. Won't be able to go for a nice spear. And I suppose MPS had the Aegis the whole time anyway, so chances are he would have been okay. Instead, RSG, they'll take the outpost back, and it seems like they are set to go after that bot T2 tower now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, look at the two, Excellent and Bonbon. They understand that, you know, these two heroes don't do anything really when it comes to tower pushing, so they're running together as a unit, trying to find someone that could be out of position. And I like that mindset a lot. Just actively looking for any kind of opportunity for them to punish. And now with this tower down, Outpost is already getting captured by RSG. Look at how big their map is right now. Mid lane's pushing in, bottom lane's pushing in, so you kind of know that Lilgun, the only place that they can be at is the top jungle. So if they want to make a smoke, they actually could.
Top lane. Seal already prepping, it seems, to try and force a fight, as the rest of the team is in the mid lane right now. More TPs to come though. Xiao Yu now showing up in the DP. Sanctity has revealed himself, and you've got the blink in. Seal is there with the shards and the walrus punch, though he does have help in the tiny, but can they actually fight back? Fiend's Grip, and now the snowball is going to save the day as they'll go right in after the Tiny, but he'll fight back this time around. Fear is there though. Xiao Yu, who are we aiming? They've got the gyrocopter and they've got the Bane down. And immediately XE learn he wants the others. He'll head towards the south with the Haste Rune, and he's going to be able to eventually find Kishka, but never mind that because they found Sanctity on the Tiny mid-TP. They've got him, and they'll take him out. A 3-for-1 trade. Oh, it's just so hard. Like, you land a Fiend's Grip, but immediate snowball to just get him out of there. It's just tough for Lilgun.
And not to mention, they pick the Bane into the Shadow Demon. And, you know, you already have one save that is really good against Fiend's Grip. Now you have another with the Tusk. It's just been a very tough Bane game so far. And I'm quite surprised that he didn't max out the Amphiber as well. Because in theory, this is one of better heroes, better items against the Morph and also DP. Well, so far, look at 11, playing with fire here, trying to do anything that he can to stop this push coming out from RSG. He might pay for this though.
Yeah, it may cost him. Seal already cutting him off here on this task. Hasn't seen him though. Oh, Seal! Do they see him? Pings are out. They seem to know he's around here somewhere. 11, still juking and jiving. Creep wave, he's gonna go after it. Ballsy play again, 11, gonna try for the TP out, and he's gonna make it. Well, look at that. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, and 11, he gets away with his life intact. And I suppose pushing out these waves are gonna be very, very important for Lilgun to remain in this game. So RSG, they're just so quick to find objectives if you don't address this creep wave.
It's super high risk right now for them to pull out this thing, but at least if they die on the side lanes, they're just dying 1 or 2 heroes, right? So it's not going to be a team wipe. I think right now for Lilgun, most important thing is you don't want to give a team wipe towards the RSG because they push tower really fast with the DP, with the Morphling that is completely online right now. But it seems like the hide and seek game is over now, Mike. They want to go.
I love it. Big smoke up. Xiao Bonbon, he's the primary target. They'll make the jump in. Arena is there with the spear out. In the meantime, Fiend's Grip has caught out the Morphling. Xiao Yu, though, he's jumped in again, and it's a lot of stuns flying out. They're all going to be feared up. Xiao Yu can really clean up in this team fight, as they've got 2 down already. Sanctity, he'll just have to run the other way. They'll chase down the Coddle, though. They want him dead, and they'll have him dead. No problem for XE Learn. In the meantime, Xiao Yu, he's got another fear round onto this Tiny as Sanctity. He cannot blink away. MKS is there with the Avalanche Toss combo, and they've cleaned up 4. And Arthur, I realize you just said they cannot afford a team wipe, but they practically just got it.
Oh yeah, they went for it. They know that, alright guys, it's probably time for us to stop hiding. We need to fight now. Now they've got Mars BKB. But then again though, you know, when you are playing all this split pushing game, when you are hitting your item timings, the enemies are also hitting the item timings. You know, you've got this Gleamer Cape coming up from Shadow Demon, you have got the Dagger on Tusker ready, so Fiend's Grip was good on the Morphling for a good 2 to 3 seconds, but it got cancelled by Snowball after all. Morphling once again just showing a very good reaction there. When the Mars jumped in, instantly shift to strength and had the Mantad off, so it's just so hard to kill the people on RSG right now, and if you need to do so, you need to do it quick. Shadow Demon was able to find himself a couple of seconds to leave with the Gleamer Cape and also self-disruption, and that just screwed up the initiation of Lilgun there.
It's really fantastic play here from RSG thus far. 13 to 25 now, but more importantly, a 7k net worth advantage. And again, maybe next Roshan they'll be ready to try and force high ground properly, but no slowing down for this dire side as they've just been on fire this whole series. And Lilgun, they just have not had a response whatsoever. As it seems like we might see another smoke pop out here from RSG. They are grouped up again. No, maybe not. Seal, he'll hold on for now. No, never mind, they're definitely going. There we go, group up as 4. Who am I to doubt them, as they're going to head up towards the top lane, and would you believe it, Arthur, that's exactly where 423 is. This poor Gyrocopter. We'll see if he goes for the creep wave, or whether he's just going to TP up. But now he's just going to hide. They know something's coming. The Bane, however, Ace 12. Nice Shadow Amulet, going to break the smoke, but no, he's seen it. They found it. Do they keep going into that tree line? I highly doubt it.
Oh, there's a recall for them. Yeah, oh, but look at the mass TP, Mike.
Wow, wow, wow.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Jeez, they are quick. No hesitation. Which is something I really like to see from teams, right? Like, there's literally zero hesitation from this RSG team. They just move as a unit every single time.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust as well for you to do that. Because Xiao Yu, he has always been the fastest guy to identify the killing potential, and he's always going. And Excellent is always there to back him up. So you can tell that you can tell that the in-game the within team communication is definitely very active right now, and they are always looking to punish their enemy.
He's gone instantly. In fact, they may have got another ace 12. He just can't. You can't survive that onslaught. They still have a tier 2 tower to aim for top lane, so the split pushing is very effective here from Lilgun to keep the high ground from getting started. But they just can't force a fight right now. It's just impossible.
Yeah, they're 2 behind right now. And you know what? They're going to be even behind because the Roshan is going to be up. Second Rosh with the shard. Who's going to have the best shard here? I guess you're going to give it to Shadow Demon. Either Shadow Demon or Ember Spirit would be really good.
I mean, this SD shards is really strong, right? With the cleanse now. Just seems a bit overly powerful for a 1400 gold item. Oh, jump in! 11! He does snatch the Aegis away! He's got the Aegis for his team. MKS is going to take his life away, and probably the double life as they get the Aegis down. This could be a bit of an opening, I suppose, for Lilgun now, as they have at least denied that secondary life. But they are going to lose the Mars anyway.
Big play coming from 11. He even has buyback for this as well, so it's all good for him. All Lilgun want to do right now is to delay the game and find themselves a good opportunity to, have some comeback signs, and that is definitely a very big one. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the high ground defense of Lilgun, they're still fantastic. You got Flat Cannon, you got Arena, you got a potential Spear back as well, or a Toss back too. And also, not to mention, Illuminate is always the best one.
Here we go, jump in, XC learns straight onto that Tiny as he just can't survive. Avalanche toss is there, Sanctity's still trying, but it's not enough. It is nowhere near enough. They just swarm him with the BKBs and take him down. Though Sanctity does have buyback on that Tiny, so he can still try to defend if he wishes. It seems like he'll be able to hold out those. Again, RSG are missing a creep wave. They won't continue going up that high ground. Instead, they'll just address the lanes and maybe come back another time.
Alright, they're like, alright guys, it's hard for us to normally siege this lane, so siege this high ground, so let's look for any potential kill, get in, use our BKB, overwhelm them, and then get out. Forcing if you could force a couple of buybacks, that would be even better. And they managed to force a buyback from Mars, so this refresh up is gonna be pushed back even harder right now. And it's so hard for Lilgun. I still don't see a way that can convincingly win fights. I guess they still have to play this high and seek game for a little bit longer.
Lilgun still trying their absolute best. More lines being drawn out though here by RSG. Seemingly knowing exactly where Lilgun are right now, just wanting to again get that aggression going. For now, a bit of a group up back into that mid lane. How's our gyrocopter going? 4-2-3. And he's working towards a Satanic now, but at what point do you think 4-2-3 is strong enough to really fight on this gyro? Like, because every time someone gets jumped, he is usually just TPing away.
It's just really hard because, oh, hold on though, Consanity, he might be in trouble.
They're going to scout him out, Shadow Poison, going to find him, but they can't stun him in time. That was a very important life to be spared there for the Tiny. Anyway, back to the question though, 4-2-3, like what item timing do you think he can really start to compete with RSG?
I might have to say it's gonna be the Divine Rapier timing, man. It feels like, even with the Satanic, when you get it, well, hold on though, because Kishka,
yeah, he's in trouble.
Go down.
Nice shards out from Seal, locking him down, and he knows he's dead. Mid lane even, 11's got to be careful because Xiao Yu, again, they're all over the place here, RSG. They won't make the jump in on the Mars. They'll just go for the creep wave. They want to make sure he's not skipping anything. RSG, again, even without the Aegis, it seems like they're kind of ready to try high ground.
It's just like, even the Satanic comes out on Gyro, there's already Heaven Halberds on DP, there's also Skadi on Morphing as well, so the value for Satanic is not going to be huge. I feel like it's the item that come after the Satanic that's going to change the game, which is the Divine Rapier, but they might not have time for it though.
RSG on the high ground, they'll get started. The Rax is absolutely melt here with the damage of MKS and Xiao Yu. Even through the back door. They'll just leave that one be. They'll go for the bot lane instead. Creep wave is on the way through the mid lane, so they've got to try and force this fight here, Lilgun. There's no choice in the matter. Who do they aim first, though? It's a very hard initiation for 11 to go for. In the meantime, Remnant's in the backside, ready to go to try and aim down those supports whenever Learn's ready. Is MKS still fine? Great Manta out. 11 gonna try with the arena down, but he is just melting so darn quick, even through the BKB. None of it matters. He's dying. MKS is fine. Onto the gyrocopter they go. 4-2-3. Can he survive? He's trying his absolute best. I mean, still has gone down on the tusk, but is that really enough? Not quite yet, but Learn now is dropping low, and they even found the Morphling. Onto the Ember they go, and maybe they are gonna be able to defend. I mean, they do kill the gyrocopter. Never mind, Learn is back in with the buyback, and he's got the bait to boot. 4 for 2. An ultra kill out for Learn. And I suppose that'll be 2 lanes of Rax gone.
Well, Mike, not gonna lie, for a moment I thought that was jump for Ember Spirit. Using the shard, using the Agonies and the buyback as well. Now they're looking for more. He has Jam if he wants to go for it. But it seems that RSG is probably gonna chill right now because you don't have exorcism anymore, so pushing tower is a little bit ambitious for them, and they'll call it a day. And Lilgun, as long as they're still in the game, they should be fine. And you're starting to see some ways for them to bring down the Morphling right now. Like especially when the BKB wears down, they seem to have enough disables and also magical damage to bring him down. So maybe there's something they can rely on for the next fight.
Certainly was something. I mean, midway through that fight, I didn't even know the Morphling was dead, quite frankly, Arthur. I thought he just survived through it, but well, they managed to take him out, and we'll see if they can do it another time. See, they are slowly showing signs of life, but it's just so hard. Like, you deal with the Morphling, but then you've got Learn and Xiao Yu to worry about, and everyone's hitting so hard right now on RSG that, well, quite frankly, it just doesn't seem to matter if the Morphling dies anymore. Anyone can just carry this game for RSG. Still, oh, well, make matters even worse. Now Learn's got that refresher orb up. This is when things get ridiculously hard, I think, when you're versing Ember.
Yeah, this is the moment where if the Ember Spirit plays it perfectly, you will never get to touch him at all in the entire team fight. Because he's just gonna be flying around with Stack of Fist and also the Remnants. Now that he's level 25, he's also got the Remnant Charge Restore time, so he's gonna be flying around everywhere. And for Lilgun to really pinpoint him down, is gonna be down to Excellence Mystic. So once again, you kind of have to count on RSG, hope that they make a crucial mistake, and you need to be there to capitalize it. It might be this one.
Yeah, they're gonna jump in. Seal immediately target as the arena is down onto Xiao Yu, but the snowball was there to protect Seal as he moves in, and now Ace 12 is already gone. They've got the tusk down, but can they keep going? 4-2-3, he's trying with the BKB out, but they've lost Kishka in the meantime, and they're gonna lose this gyrocopter. They're gonna lose the Mars, and they've lost the series, I think. Because they've got 3 down without buyback. I think that was the last stitch attempt here for Lilgun. But this might just be all over, Arthur.
Oh, come on, there's a DD rune?
There is a DD rune, of course there is. The Sanctity. He's found Xiao Bomb, but Learn's right on target. They've got the Tiny without buyback. And Xiao Yu says it all. It's just not meant to be for Lilgun this game. Or this series. As I think the GG call has to come out, and it does. They've called it. And RSG, I mean, Arthur, what can you say? But what a performance from this team.
Man, it's just been impressive, right? So far, they've played 3 series. Every game, every series is a 2-0, and it's clean as well. This entire series, honestly, it might sound harsh to say this, but it didn't feel like Lilgun ever has a chance. RSG, they were just controlling the entire phase of the game from early game to the late game, and it's all about how they want to end the game. Will they give a slight chance to Lilgun by making some mistakes, or do they just finish this really cleanly? And so far, it seems like the clean approach is what they're aiming for. And you know what, Mike? I feel like this is where you want to get a little bit more ambitious, because staying in the division with 3 wins seems to be a very realistic target right now. And I think this is where you want to think a little bit forward.
Well, you can tell them very soon, Arthur, because we should have an interview coming very, very soon. And I'm not exactly sure who we're getting, but I'm very excited to talk to whoever, quite frankly, for this team. Is because I need to know a little bit more about this team, Arthur. I don't know enough about RSG quite yet. Still, while we're waiting for the interview, is there a team in Division 2 that you think can actually beat RSG right now?
Definitely there's talent. There is also TNC. I think these two traditionally strong team is gonna be able to fight for RSG pretty well. So I think that's gonna be the biggest challenge for them so far. You know, Multi Trust, Lilgun, Army Genesis. It feels like it's they are the warm up for RSG. And if you are gonna see if RSG have the standard to go up against Division 1 team, you're going to look at their series against Talent and also TNC. I think those are going to tell you the real performance of RSG when they're under pressure, when they are up against more experienced player, and that's gonna be hype.
Certainly is. I can't wait to see more of this team. We are still waiting for our interview right now. Our admin Nino is trying his absolute best to get somebody in here so we can talk to them. What a series though. I mean, it's just so clean. It's so easy for RSG and so damn excited. How young are these guys, by the way? You mentioned Xe Learn. What do you know his age?
I think Excellent is probably the eldest there. I think he's probably born in 95 or 96, if I'm not mistaken. But the rest, they are really, really young, especially Xiao Yu and also MKS. I believe they are one of the new generations of Dota 2 play in Malaysia. And I've seen them quite a few times back in the years when they are competing in local 20 and they were like 16, 17 still in high school. So it's pretty impressive to see them grow.
It certainly is. I think we've got MKS joining us for an interview very, very soon. I'll drag him in right now. Hello, MKS. How you doing, sir?
Hello, I'm MKS.
Thank you very much, MKS. Congratulations on your victory, sir. A fantastic series from you guys. How are you feeling right now? Are you excited?
Yeah, we are super happy. Like we got 3-0 so far.
Yeah, you certainly did, and quite frankly, MKS, you guys are making it look very easy as you go through every series. I'm going to start off straight away by asking, who's the shot caller in this team? Who's the one instructing you guys to move across the map? Because you guys are moving real darn quick.
Yeah, is our captain Siu, the post 5.
Right. So Sil just kind of gives you guys the instructions, and you guys just like that reactions, just straight away. We're moving.
Yes, we just listen to his command. That's all.
Okay. Go on, Arthur.
I guess my question is, previously when you guys won the second series, Excellent was saying you guys are looking to stay in the division, but now that you got 3-0, are you guys talking about the potential of moving upwards to Division 1? And if it is, who do you think is your biggest challenger?
Of course, we are trying to get into the Division 1, and I think our biggest target is beat Talent. That's all.
All right. So I heard that you guys might be boot camping in Malaysia soon. Is that real?
Yeah, in this week probably.
Cool. And also, I saw your social media that your manager was looking for a coach for you guys. May I ask whose idea is for you guys to look for a coach? Is this coming from the management team, or do you guys, the players, requested this yourself?
From players, because we're thinking we need some guy to improve our gameplay, like how we goes to the game.
Is there any ideal coach that you guys are looking for it to get, or maybe you guys are really hoping to get?
Not really. I don't know about this.
Okay, that's fair.
MKS, tell me, why is it you guys are looking forward to going against Talon? Is there any beef there, or do you just think that's the best team in Division 2?
No beef. They are the strongest team in Division 2, I believe.
And you just want to be number 1, right? You just want to get through Talon straight away and just get straight to number 1, huh?
Yeah, of course. We trying to do our best and keep going.
All right, fair enough. Well, MKS, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, sir. Again, congratulations. You guys are making every series look very, very easy. So I really can't wait to see your next series, and especially the Talon one. I can't wait to see you go up against those guys.
Sorry?
I'm saying congratulations. Can't wait to see you go up against Talon.
Thank you so much. And we will try our best on next series also.
Thank you, MKS. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Cheers. All right, so that was a lovely MKS Arthur. Very confident. Didn't have too many words to say to us, but just straight to the point. And
Yep.
like we talked about, they just made it look damn easy. In fact, I was wondering for a second there, midway through the interview, you asked him about that coaching question. I was like, hold on a minute, Arthur. You're offering your coaching services to them now, are you?
Nah, I'm just really wondering, and who do they have in their mind to, to be on that role? Because I feel like the people that can be on this role are quite limited in Southeast Asia. So I'm just very curious to see who they are thinking about.
Before we get into the break, Arthur, do you have a coach that you'd recommend? Is there someone in your mind that should be coaching RSG?
I'm always a big fan of Winter, so would be glad to see him back.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, it's really tough. I guess they'll have to find, they'll have to find themselves. It's not going to be an easy one, because if there's any good one, it's going to be snatched by a lot of these other teams as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if Winter is watching out there, shout out to Winter. I got to cast with him a couple times, Arthur, and he's a funny man. He tells me all about his goldfish all the time. So he loves his goldfish for some reason. So shout out to Winter. With that, we are going to head off to a very short break here. But it is MLP Dota and LeonArthur Dota. And it's been a pleasure. I believe we'll be back for TNC vs UD coming up very, very soon. So see you all then.